Hi all, this is Param. In this video, we will see it's purely technical. Okay, it's purely technical for the watcher executions or watcher implementations. Okay, how it has been designed, or how it is executed within the Elasticsearch. Okay, so it's purely technical. Okay, so if you are interested, you can watch this video. Otherwise, you can skip. Okay, let's go into the technical implementation details. Okay, how the watcher are actually executed. Okay, so whenever we are creating watcher, how we are creating watcher using the RESTful API, right? I will show the demo in subsequent videos. Okay, sorry. Okay, whenever you create the watchers, okay, it will register with the triggering engine. Okay, so assume that there is some triggering engine is there. Okay, so the triggering engine has its own thread pool. Okay, I have my separate diagrams. Okay, one second. Okay, let's open and that we can discuss. Okay, Elasticsearch admin setup configuration, right? Yeah, fine. Let me open it. Okay, so it has its own thread pool to execute the watcher, the triggering engine. Okay, so obviously each watcher is executed by each separate thread. Okay, that is one of the good thing in Java programming language, right? So obviously it's implemented in Java. Okay, so trigger, once we register a watcher with the triggering engine, what it will now, it will ask the scheduler engine. Okay, scheduler trigger engines. Okay, hey, this is a watcher, this is a watch. Okay, you have to take care of. Okay, so once it is given to the scheduler trigger engine, so it keeps tracking the time, 1 second or 2 seconds, what is the time. Okay, it will scheduler keep tracks the times. Once it started, once it received the times. Okay, once the triggering time is reached. Okay, it will pull the thread from here, and it will start to execute. Okay, once it start the execution, but first, okay, first what it will do now, it will create the your watch record. Okay, it will create a watch record status await for execution something, await execution something. Okay, yeah, await underscore execution, that is the status. Okay, when it start the execution. Okay, once it is completed all the phase. Okay, we will discuss about all the different phases. Okay, let's assume once the watcher is completely executed all the phases. Okay, then it will update the watch record in the watch history. Okay, obviously watch record initially created when starting the execution, the status will be await execution. Okay, then once it is done, then it will change all things success. Okay, and it will put all the data. Okay, what is the index. Okay, what is the watcher ID, what was the status, what was the action status. Okay, all the status everything will be stored. I mean everything's updated. Okay, everything updated in the watch, created a watcher record. Watcher record created in the beginning, right? Okay, update the watcher record and it is stored in the watcher history index. Till now you are clear, right? Okay, so here the thread is pulled by scheduler engine. Okay, scheduler engine and given to the particular watcher execute. So watcher execute once you start the once it's put into the queue, then obviously what will happen, it will create the watch record. Then once it is complete, it will update the watch record with the proper status. This is the one flow of execution. Okay, some other things are there. Okay, now some of the technical things we have to be very clear. Okay, watches are dependent on scheduler, obviously, right? Watches are dependent on schedulers. Okay, how they actually implement in the technically. Okay, so what is happening, what they say, there is a watch. Okay, there is a watches index. Okay, there is a watch, there is a watches in index. Okay, such as watch shard, watch shard available for in every node, watch shard available for in every node along with the scheduler. Okay, then but actually what happened, so though we have many machine, assume that we have several machines. Okay, all the machines are having the watches shard and the scheduler. Okay, but for every one, for each watches execution, either of one shard will be used. That's what they are saying. Okay, so it's not like it is not like it's going to run in all shard, or it is not like in a single shard you can run many watches. No. Okay, so any watcher executions can be started in any one of the shard. That's what they are saying. That is what here. Okay. Okay, so the shard is dependent, right? Shard is dependent. Okay, what they are saying now, if there are any changes in the shard, okay, if there is any changes in the shard or replicas, okay, replicas or shard reallocations, okay, then watches has to be reloaded. Then watches has to be reloaded. That's what they are saying. Since it's depend on watches shard and the scheduler, okay, schedulers, okay, in on every node, okay, and it can start on any one of the shard of in any one of the node, okay, any one of the node, okay. If there is any changes in this shard, it has to be the watches has to be reloaded. That is one case. So watches has to be reloaded. Okay, okay. That is one case. Obviously, the relocations maybe sometimes maybe happen within the cluster. Okay, that also if it is relocate the dot watches shard, okay, watches shard, then all the watches has to be refreshed or reloaded. Okay, so that means again it has to be registered, then it has to be given to that scheduler triggering engine. That's the sequence. Okay, okay, fine, fine. Okay, so each watch is executed dedicated thread. Okay, fine. But why don't we have dedicated node for watch execution? Let's say assume you have 100 plus or 200 plus. Even in my one of our project we have 200 plus. Okay, watcher we are running. Okay, sometimes even that interval got collision as well. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so if you are having large volume of watcher, let's say 200 300 plus, okay, that too collecting lot of data or lot of analysis or lot of transforming, okay, or a lot of actions. Let's say usually we will have maximum 2, okay, 2 actions in the watcher, okay, but if you have more than 3, more than 2, or you have in fact in some of the my watcher I had very much complex data transform logic, okay, so that is I written in the painless script in the transform phase. So since all these things are okay, because of one thing I forgot to tell you, when it start the execution, the context created, okay, when okay, the execution context has been created, okay, execution context has been created while starting of the execution, right? So that execution you can say is a kind of map, okay, and with respect to Java term I can say it's a map, okay, or you can say it's a packet, okay. So in that context all the references stored, I mean in your input data, okay, status or actions or any transform, everything's okay, all the steps are the reference are put into the context. So down the line, okay, let it be input, from the input condition watch transform till action, in all these phases the same context available, okay, the same context will be available. So you can, if you want to access any input or something or set some temporary data, okay, or metadata something, you can put it into the context, okay. So that is very important object, okay. While while showing the demo you can see that, okay, in many places we will be using the context. Okay, okay. Now, yeah, if you are having large amount of watcher, and that to have very much complex transform logic or very much with number of number of output or number of input or number of actions or more, then obviously what is now, why don't you have dedicated node itself, okay? Why don't you have dedicated node itself, okay? In that case you can have dedicated node. So let me put in some other color, okay, it is not caching, right? No. Okay. Okay. So in that case, you can put in the dedicated node. So what they are saying now, we have to use shard allocation filtering. I don't know exactly. Sorry. Okay. I don't know exactly about shard allocation or filtering. So if you are using the first shard allocation filtering, that in that case, I mean in that cluster, okay, in that cluster you can have dedicated node for watcher execution. Okay, obviously if you are having dedicated node, then you have to inform the Elasticsearch, right? Okay, so you will declare the attribute, that is fine, but you have to tell that watcher engine or triggering engine, all these fellows, some trigger engine there was scheduler trigger engine there, okay. So all these fellows we have to tell them, hey, you have a separate node, you go and execute there, okay. So how you can do now? Let me open my Postman here, okay, dedicate, declare, yeah, this is what. So this is what settings, okay. We have to change the settings, okay. So it is like as a dot watches, then slash settings, okay. And we are specifying like index, routing, allocation, include dot role, watcher. So watcher is the role of watcher role, okay. Let's say, let me give like this, okay. Watcher role node. Okay, you can give any values, okay. So whatever this value you will be configure like node dot attribute dot value, I think, okay. Yes, right, node dot attribute dot value, okay. Let me check, double check, okay. Let us not confuse you people. Yeah, node attribute here, yeah, okay. This is what the value is, node dot attribute dot role, okay. In that we will whatever the values we are giving, that value has to be put here. So by saying this, in your cluster you are having dedicated node for watcher execution. So okay, so of course it's up to you, okay. If you have money, if you have resources, okay, then you can have dedicated node. That is one case. And second use case, you are executing lot of watcher. Then what is now the data node already, let's say in your cluster you are ingesting large volume of data in every second, okay, and you are executing lot of watcher as well. Then obviously it has to be separate, right? So otherwise your cluster will be may not be stable, right, or it may not be responsive, okay. So in that case obviously you can have dedicated node whenever you have large number of watcher or very much complex or large, or your watcher handling large volume of data, okay. That's what your watcher handling large volume of data, or you are having very large number of watcher, okay. In either case you can have dedicated node for executing watcher. Okay, so this is what at the low level, okay. So obviously you can see, right. So the watcher API, in fact I would say here the API send, okay, API call I would say, okay, API call, okay. So it will register the trigger engine, then it is separate pool trigger engine. So this will start tracking time, it will track the times, okay. Okay, so that's what watcher depend on scheduler, that's what, okay. Yes. So this is what technically designed or technical architecture or technically designed within the Elasticsearch of watcher. Thank you, thanks for watching. As I told you, it is up to you, okay. So whether you since it's completely low level, right, it's completely low level. If you are understanding, that is well and good, okay. At least you know there is a possibility to have separate dedicated node, okay. That is what the key information here. Of course, then you would clear like what is the role of execution context. That's we will learn some other video as well. But how the watch record, because of in many of times in many of my watcher executions, in some of the phase I would see like status like wait for execution, okay. Okay, so all these terms, all these values or status of each phase you can understand by watching this video. Thank you, thanks for watching.